What's up, everybody? My name's Chris Nays. I'm your host, and this is the Ritual Disc Flip podcast. I'm pairing this with a video version, at least for this opening segment. So, if you'd like to watch along, this will be a very visual episode or segment, whatever you want to say it is. Ritual Disc Flip is a podcast where I like to share my love and gratitude for music and for things that I like in life in general. I'm going to expand it a little bit for this episode outside of music for one specific item, but this is a little bit of a late Black Friday record store exclusive episode. I have been currently rehearsing with two different bands for upcoming shows and working a lot. So, this episode will be for those who are inclined to like vinyl and other old school types of stuff. So, I guess without further ado, let's first talk about some non-vinyl items that I've picked up recently. This I did find on Black Friday, but it was at a thrift store very close to my apartments that I will not give away because there's a certain booth in there that almost always has something I want, and I don't want you guys to find it. I'm selfish in that way. It's okay to be selfish, guys. This is the Star Wars VHS box set from 1992. It is one of the last versions that is almost without changes on it. The only issue that I have with these are that they are not in widescreen format, but if you're willing to overlook that, these are some pretty sweet versions. And also before most of, I think all of the, I haven't watched every VHS in this yet, just the Empire one, but I believe before every one of these, there are cool ads and stuff that are not on any of the other ones. So I think the preview that was on Empire was for a documentary, a separate VHS documentary that they released around 92, covering the entire original trilogy, which I gotta find that somewhere. I don't know how I didn't know that existed. This is sort of an early Christmas present to myself. We're moving on, by the way. See, if you were watching, you would see that I'm grabbing something else to show the camera. This is a book, a coffee table book, which it is also available in, I believe it's also available in paperback, but Martin Popoff, one of my favorite new rock and roll authors, put this book together, Rush album by album. Here's the back cover. But this coffee table book kind of so the basic format is he interviewed about 15 different people, and then he'll switch out people with every album, and they'll give their thoughts. He'll also give his thoughts and ask great questions to each person involved. There, a lot of them are musicians. Some of them are producers. Some of the people interviewed in this book were actually people that worked in the studio at the time that each of these records came out. But it covers their entire career, and it's kind of a dream come true. There's a bunch of great photos in it, too. I'm just going to put down the mic for a second and flip through and show some photos of the camera. Because I'm doing a podcast, I can't do that for very long. So, those are two separate items from Black Friday. I'll tell you about my Black Friday experience. Woke up very early in the morning last Friday, day after Thanksgiving. And the first thing I did was at 5:30 I went up to the gym, got some cardio in. Not to brag, just saying. That's what I did. Got home, and the first record store to open was the record store that is next to Foo Bar in St. Louis, called the Music Record Shop. I have only been in there once before. It's kind of further away than like 3 or 4 other record stores that I really like. So I'm not there that often. If I'm there, it's usually because I'm at Foo Bar and I stop in there first or something like that. Anyway, I thought that so they were the first ones in town to open. I thought I was going to get there early in the morning and there was going to be a line down the block. What I found out when I pulled up early, I was probably 30, 45 minutes before they opened. At 7 a.m., by the way. That they just let everybody line up inside because it was cold out, so that's cool. I'm guessing it's because everybody was there even an hour before that. I think the advantage of that for them is that they got the jump, sales-wise, on a lot of places in town. This is the place that I got that I picked up the majority of my Black Friday stuff. And I'm going to go through them now, so if you are listening, maybe think about looking up the YouTube video. I'm having trouble figuring out how to get people to watch these, if they're even interesting at all, but I do like showing off my stuff, so anyway. Maybe this is just a purely self-indulgent practice here, doing this YouTube thing. I don't know. Tenacious D's 7-inch and produced by Jack White, written by Jack Black and Kyle Gass. Tenacious D's Don't Blow It Cage 7-inch. This was a Third Man Records release, Jack White's record label. They had a ton of these, but this is a great song. And, you know, they're one of my bands that I've never seen live. When they come to town, tickets sell out quick. It just hasn't worked out before. I would like to see them live, though. And this is a must-have. There was a bunch of these there. I would assume you'd be able to find them online somewhere pretty easily. Let's see here. Next on the list, I have yet to open this. This is Pearl Jam Unplugged. I picked this up because I remember loving it as a kid. There was a lot of really good Unplugged shows. Alice in Chains is probably my favorite, even though Lane was pretty messed up around that time. He might not have been, you know, actually messed up on drugs during the show, but it's kind of hard to watch now. But oh yeah, here's the back cover of that. pretty stellar show, based around it looks like just the first record. Is that right? I don't know what year they did this Unplugged show, but anyway, it's either the first record or the first two, 10 and verses. Next pickup was this, which I have listened to already. Les Claypool's Fearless Flying Frog Brigade. That is not the actual Cures. I had the gate folded wrong. Here's the actual cover. Les Claypool's Fearless Flying Frog Brigade. And it's shortened. Or no, it's not. Never mind. It's just a different color. Talking about the band name. This is 2 live sets. And there's a whole lot of Floyd on this. If you're a Floyd fan and if you're a Les Claypool fan, for sure must have. This is amazing stuff. Moving on to, let's see here. Oh, you know what? I should explain that I didn't see this when I was at Music Record Shop, so I probably just overlooked it. High pressure situation. So I left there and went and picked that up at Planet Score, and I got another little story to add on to that, but here's the main reason. I got a tip that this record, this set of 4 records, Dream Theater Score Live, this is the show that Brian and I went to New York City to see in 2006. It's a Rhino release. Very cool. I'm looking forward to listening to this. The only 2 of my vinyl, or actually 3 of these vinyl that I'm showing you today, I've listened to. The others I've yet to get to, but I'm making my way steadily through them. I, would have loved to be able to share that vinyl with Brian. If I could show him that, he would die. He would, a poor choice of words. He would love every second of this vinyl. He would want me to put it on immediately upon arriving here, or if I took it over to his place. I just put up my top 9 Instagram photos, and he's holding up the latest Faith No More vinyl in it whenever he visited me a couple years back. I'm gonna try to find another podcast with him and maybe tack it on the end of this, just because why not? Let's see. So I go from Music Record Shop over to Maplewood for Planet Score. There's only one person in line ahead of me. This guy, I felt really bad for him. It was very, very cold that morning, and he's sort of a noob to, Record Store Day and Black Friday, and I think he anticipated way earlier arrivals than what ended up happening. He got there like a full 4 hours early, and So he sat there for the majority of that time until I got there, and he told me he was just happy that he had somebody to talk to up there now. So he and I sat there and talked for like an hour before anybody came. Man, so he was up there a really long time without anybody. This will be the last record I'll show off, but this is Deep Purple's Burn, found it in the secret stash up at Planet Score. You guys will have to go up there and check out that secret stash because they got a lot of really good stuff for very reasonable prices. This one was $5. Average is $5 to $10. Of varying quality, but there's nothing wrong with this vinyl whatsoever. I mean, it's wonderful. Before we switch over to either the Brian podcast, if I can find one on short notice, or we just end for the day, like to give you a little teaser for upcoming stuff. Next week, only one band practice, so I'm thinking with some of those free hours, one of my bandmates and I can get together and do a best of 2019 show. I've already asked a couple of former guests on the show to send me their top fives. They did so. I am compiling my tentative top 5 best ofs, and I did this once before with my old show with my buddy Jimmy. And what we did is we picked a bunch of stuff we liked from that was a 2018 show, I think. And we just played one song from each of the records that we really liked. And it was fun just hanging out, listening to music together. It's basically like putting on our own, radio show for a few hours. So, or maybe a couple. I don't know. It just depends on how much music we end up wanting to share, how much time we're able to dedicate to putting stuff together. So, that's a tentative plan. I'm hoping that happens next weekend, and then in the coming week I'll edit and put it together. Hope maybe I'll have time, that night to put it all out. So anyway, look for that in the near future, hopefully. Also, some plugs before we end this segment for the day. December 28th, Saturday, the weekend following Christmas, of course. Tape History, my instrumental sort of weird prog post-rocky project band, not project, band. With Jarrett and Ian, we are playing at Foo Bar. We would love to see you there. It's a part of a local showcase. It's been a while since we played a gig, and friends coming to the first couple of gigs that we've done have been sparing at best, so I would really like people to come out, and I want to see your smiling faces, and I want you to experience what we spend a lot of time working on. I think it's of value, and I think you guys will enjoy yourselves. So, December 28th, Saturday, at Foo Bar. Come out. Awesome. Also, this announcement just went up yesterday as of this recording. February 1st, 2020, the Irie reunion show. Nick Gussman's band, Nick Gussman and the Coyotes, I think it is. Nick Gussman and Coyotes of some kind will be playing at Foo Bar with maybe more bands to be announced. We haven't really figured out, I don't know all the details on that yet, but tickets are available digitally. The easiest way. You buy online, and then it gives you a little scan code, and all you have to do when you get to the venue, show them your phone, show them the ticket on your phone. There's no money exchange needed unless you're a minor. February 1st, Saturday, Irie reunion show. It's the only one we're doing, right? How can you miss it? There's only one show. You're going to regret it. So don't regret it. Don't live in this world where you have to go on after February 1st realizing, like, man, I could have just given up my one Saturday. It's a holiday weekend. I know. Everybody's busy. Oh, wait, no, what? I'm getting the shows mixed up in my head. February 1st is not a holiday weekend that I know of. February 1st is a day that you will join us. It's an evening that you will join us in celebration of a band from many years ago. It's the 15th anniversary of the first Irie record that we did at Webster. We're going to play a lot of stuff from that. We're going to play a lot of stuff later than that. Maybe even throw in some other people's music. How about that? You like to hear other people's music, right? Okay, so as long as it's good. We're going to make it good for you. This plug segment almost has gone on longer than the main thing. Okay, so anyway. Saturday, December 28th. That is a holiday weekend. Tape History, FUBAR. February 1st, Saturday, 2020. FUBAR. And now, we either A, move on to a segment of a previous show I did with Brian, or we just close it out for the week. And I will see you next time on whatever that show is. There's a lot of mystery at the end of the show, I know. And sometimes that's hard, because people want cold, hard facts. They want to know what's happening, when. And I already did that with the show plugs, right? But as for this show, not even I know exactly what's going to happen. Is that poor planning? No, it's really just that I don't I don't live that way, I guess, is what it really comes down to. I kind of take every day as it comes, and the thing is, if you ever try to make concrete plans beyond like a week, not even that sometimes, you end up not doing that thing. So why plan out for months or several weeks ahead when I know it's just going to change, right? The best advice I can give to people out there who are involved in any kind of artistic project, or just, if this isn't art, but this is a thing that I like to do. If you are depending on others to get anything done, or if you are if you are the person that someone else is depending on to make something happen, just be as reliable as possible. If you're going to be a professional in any sort of project or art or anything, the absolute best thing you can do is be reliable in that and do the thing that you say you're going to do, right? And that might sound preachy, and I know I'm probably just sort of rambling as we get at the end of this, but really that is key to getting shit done, is be reliable, right? So I'll see you at the shows. I will see you next time on Ritual Disc Flip Podcast. If you liked this, please go leave a review, 5-star us, share it with your friends. Like the YouTube channel, subscribe to it, whatever. And until next time, I have been Chris Nays, and I will continue to be Chris Nays until the end of my days. I just ended this show with a rhyme, and ended it just in time. Goodbye. We're on.
Howdy.
So, this is a special
Bonus feature.
bonus episode, mini episode, Bacon and Nays. You're Bacon, and I'm Nays, and this is Bacon and Nays. So we were in Brian's car, and he started to tell me about his experience in Kansas City recently, and I stopped him, and I'm like, dude, this story is insane, and you barely started telling it, so I just wanted to get you on mic to tell this story about your experience in Kansas City going to a show recently, and just start wherever you were going to start before I cut you off.
Oh, well, since you wanted more of a fuller story than just casual.
Yeah.
I decided I'll probably go a little bit back to
Expand as much as you want to.
Okay, so a buddy was supposed to go to the show with me. He's got 2 tickets. Day comes to go to the show. Pick him up. Start going.
And what's the show that you're going to go to?
Oh, the show was Watain and Destroyer 666 at the Riot Room.
And these are black metal bands from overseas, right?
Black metal bands from overseas.
Yeah.
Yes. My style, one of my personal favorites.
And Watain, they've actually been kind of infamous recently because one of the guys who was like a hired, I think he was a hired gun, but I'm not really sure.
Oh, one of the live guitar players.
Yeah, he was basically called out all over the internet for pictures of him doing the Zig Heil and shit like that. So I don't really think that the band in general are racists or
he's not with them anymore.
They fired him immediately.
Yeah,
but the rest of the band is not into that.
No, they're not for that. With their black metal ideology, they're all against. They should burn with everybody else.
Yeah, we should establish that up top.
Yeah, let's just lay that down there.
Yeah.
Right there.
Okay, so continue on. You're going with a friend to Watain in Kansas City.
Yes. So we're still in the St. Louis area. He's like, "Oh, I'm getting a bad feeling about going to this." And I was like, "Are you sure? Got the tickets. We're in the car. Starting to drive there.
So you're already on the way, and he's like, "I don't know about this."
Yeah, we weren't too far on the way, but I had to take him back home.
Oh.
Yeah. So
that sucks. Right up top, that sucks.
that was the precursor, the
prologue. Yeah. Right.
Okay. So I'm like, okay, fine. Then I drive my ass over to Kansas City and get ready for the show. But once I start pulling up to the venue and stuff like that, got a flat tire and went behind the parking lot behind the Riot Room, and then had to charge my phone. And when I came out from buying a phone charger, my keys were locked inside the car. So then I had to call a locksmith so then I could try to fix the tire to get my stuff get the keys out of the car so I could open the trunk and get the spare out.
Man, so already 3 things have happened.
And it gets worse.
You had a guy bail on you.
Uh-huh.
So you're up there alone, flat tire. Then when you're getting ready to figure out how you're going to change the flat tire, keys locked inside. So everything's going wrong at this point.
Yes, it is a bunch of shit raining on me.
So you get the locksmith guy. He gets your keys out, right?
Mm-hmm. Then I get the spare out, and I see that not the hubcap or whatever the thing holds the wheel before you put the tire part on. I'm not a mechanic or anything like that. I can't think.
Well, okay, so you got the well, I don't really know either.
Yeah, so
I've changed a tire before, so everybody kind of knows. Yeah.
So I'm trying to take the one off after I loosen the nuts off, but
Get the mic a little
It was
closer.
all-
Get the mic a little closer.
It was all cut up.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So like I was trying to get it off, and then it started cutting up my fingers and stuff like that. So I was like, "This is just rough. I'm gonna go to the show because I'm right here, and I'm just gonna watch the Watch show and just figure this out when I come back."
Okay.
So go in there, and you know it was a great show,
Yeah.
fantastic because it's a small venue for a band that's real. You know they're pretty big. Consider maybe not around these parts of the country, but
Sure. But so what all does the show entail? So it's fucking I know that they're big on like theatric part of the show. You know, they're super evil. Black metal basically they got the fucking what are they, the corpse paint?
No, they played covered in blood.
Oh, okay. So
They have like
actually even more extreme than what you may picture when you think of black metal. You think of corpse paint. You think of they're wearing mostly like black and leather and shit like that.
Yeah.
But in this case, they're fucking even more evil. They are covered in blood.
Yeah, and they
Is it actual blood?
yes, it is. And
Is it human blood or is it?
no, it's like the same pigs. It's like pig's blood. And
Pig's
stuff.
blood. Fuck.
They get like whenever they get to a town, they go to like a butcher and get
Yeah.
a bunch of fresh blood. And
So they're legit.
yeah. It's, I mean,
Okay.
they're definitely passionate in what they do.
That's fucked up, but you know, if that's part of their deal, then yeah, you just roll with it. So okay. So the show, so you give thumbs up to the show, basically. Everything.
I give it 2 thumbs up.
Everything's everything's good. Everything you wanted to see happened at the show.
It was like their 20th anniversary, and they played a bunch of old stuff and a bunch of
Yeah, and like you said, they don't come to town. They don't come to the U.S. very often. I don't think.
yeah. I think this might have been one of their first times even in Missouri.
Yeah, black metal's kind of picked up recently.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. I'm glad you had a good time at the show.
Oh yeah, and I was one of the whenever they threw pig's blood onto the audience, I was one of the lucky people to get it on them.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a note that you want to note for events to come up in a little bit.
Yeah, it's a foreshadowing.
So yeah. So you have blood visibly on you as you leave the show, right?
Yeah, on my shirt too.
Animal blood.
Yeah, pig's blood is on me and on my shirt.
Right.
And
okay.
there's
So
a bunch of incense and like animal carcasses on the stage.
Jesus.
Like smells. You can smell the
Oh,
stuff.
totally. I mean, animal blood. It doesn't smell nice.
No,
So-
it was really the stinkiest concert I've ever been to.
Wow.
But it was black metal, so you really got to stomach that stuff.
Yeah, it just comes with the territory.
Yeah, you understand.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how into it I would like be as far as like having blood all over me, but like if that's part of the deal, then yeah, then it makes sense. Okay, so now anything else happen in the show of note, or are you fast forwarding to when you leave?
Nothing other than that they do is just great, and I'd recommend people to check that out.
At least
themselves.
check it out. Yeah.
But yeah, okay, we can. That's pretty much it. Just the show, and then I leave.
So you're leaving,
I'm leaving now.
covered in blood.
Not completely covered.
Well, you
but
have it on you.
It's on my face and all. It's enough to where like if you saw me, you'd say, "Hey, that guy's got blood on."
Yeah. Did you at least like wipe off stuff on your face at
No.
all?
No, I didn't go into any bathrooms or anything. I just kind of left. And,
Yeah, you're just walking out like it's a normal show.
Yeah, because I was really hoping on getting back home. That
Sure,
night.
yeah. And you got shit to take care of now because your fucking car.
yeah. Some priorities came up.
Yeah, okay. So you're leaving the show, you go to your car, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I go back to the car to try to,
Deal with the flat tire.
workshop on that tire
Mhm.
while I could.
Yeah.
So.
It can be a process have you ever done it before?
Yeah,
Change the tire? Okay.
Yeah, but never when it was that messed up. To
Sure.
Where it started, the hard part started cutting up my finger. Like
Fuck. Yeah, that sucks. Okay, so you change the tire. You get it on there, okay?
No.
No, okay.
It was all jacked up, and then I
Fuck.
found out that there was a Firestone like a couple blocks away.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, I'll just take this up there, and get the tire fixed.
They're not closed at this point?
I don't think it was.
Oh, all right. That's interesting. They're
The
open.
show was only over at about maybe 10.
Really? Okay.
10:30 or 11. It
All
wasn't.
right.
It was just two bands, and
Yeah.
I think.
Still, it's interesting that a tire shop or whatever is open that late. But hey, yeah, I mean that's awesome that worked out. But okay, so you go to the tire place.
I didn't make it to the tire place.
Oh, you didn't. Okay,
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so what happens next?
Okay, so I was just like, F this. I'm just gonna drive this up there and see if I make it. And it wasn't going too good. The tire was just all flipping out, and I think it messed up, and then it started sparking.
Fuck.
And then with how much pressure it took, because that car was a bit older because I used it to go to shows that were far away.
Mm-hmm.
So the tire started sparking like that, and then the car started overheating, and then some fire started coming up from the side of the hood.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and then my phone died. And then it just like stopped running at this, almost up to this light. So I was just sitting there with these hazards on. Then a police officer came up.
Okay. Now, okay, so the cops, this is when the cops are good.
He was. Oh, this guy did a great job.
Okay, so they show up and they like, they're helping you out.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
that's when you want a cop to show up, is when you're fucked.
It's scary, isn't it? It's a oxymoronic and
you're out
Twilight
of,
Zone.
Yeah, you're out of town. Your fucking car's fucked. Your phone is dead.
I said I was glad to see. I was like, oh man, I'm glad to see you.
Yeah. So cop helps you out.
Helps me out.
What does he do?
He's like, well, he was like, are you all right? And I was like, well, my car just stopped, and I was trying to get it up to the tire place after seeing this concert. And then I get out to, because the car was all jacked up, to have it towed to because then he was just going to tow it to the place or whatever. And then I get out, and I got the blood on me.
Yeah, I was going to, okay, so.
He was like, are you all right? Did someone try to, beat you up and carjack you, or like, assault you and take your car?
Yeah, I mean, a cop sees a guy with blood on him, and his car's all fucked up. He thinks something is really up here. Mm-hmm. He doesn't know what to think, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you say to him?
I say, I'm all right. I was just at this black metal concert, and they threw pig's blood on the audience, and it really upset some people there.
What did he say to that?
He was like, mm-hmm. Didn't really bother him or anything.
Okay,
like that.
Wow.
He was just like, he's like, oh man, and like he just kind of think I'm having a bad night.
Well, I mean, clearly you are.
Yeah.
Your phone's fucked. Your car's fucked. You're out of town.
Mm-hmm.
You wanted to have a good time at the show, but now everything's going completely wrong.
Oh, I
mean, it kind of was from the start, but okay. So,
yeah.
So, does he take you somewhere?
No, there was a hotel about 2 blocks away from there.
Okay.
And he was like, go to this hotel, because my phone died, so I couldn't like Google map a bunch of stuff.
Sure, yeah. No, you're old school right now. You're just kind of
yeah.
You're out there in the world without fucking anything.
Well, my phone died in the Netherlands a lot too, with the Dutch signs.
Mm-hmm.
Zerluke and Geens coming back.
Yeah, I should note here,
Yeah.
Brian was in the Netherlands recently, and that's a whole nother story. But
yeah, we could do that on another bonus.
sure,
section.
yeah. Okay, so you get to the hotel, right?
I get there.
Yeah.
And
He takes you there?
No. He drew me a little map.
Oh, okay. He told you where to go. So you walk there?
Yeah, I walked there.
Did
he was like?
Did he call a tow truck for your?
Yeah.
For your vehicle? Okay, yeah.
He got the vehicle out of the way, and then drew me a little map.
Yep.
He was like, "Well, right here, go over here, and here's the one hotel. You should get a room, and then go get your car in the morning."
Sure.
He was like, "You need a night's sleep."
Yeah, exactly.
He was like,
"You can't deal with all of this tonight. Just do it tomorrow in the morning."
Yeah.
Okay. So solid plan from the police officer.
Mm-hmm.
Well done, officer. Whatever your name was.
Shout out to the KC police. For saving my neck.
Okay, so you get to the hotel.
Get to the hotel. Start talking to him about getting a room, but they're not too happy about the blood that's on my clothes and face.
Mm-hmm.
So one lady starts harassing me, telling me how she's not going to give me a room.
Mm-hmm.
And then she told me some other place to go to. Maybe they'd give me a room. And I was like, well, yeah, I could curse on your show, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I was just like, fuck you, bitch. You know what I mean? Because I was
okay, so you probably shouldn't have said that just because you're looking for a place to stay.
I was already being denied it. She could.
Oh, so she was dead set on you were not getting
I'm not
room.
letting this dude covered in blood coming in here.
You didn't? Did you try to explain that it isn't human blood? It's you were just at a show.
I don't think there's anything I could have said.
Okay.
Whether I was lying or
you were
telling the truth.
Dead in the water immediately.
Yeah.
Okay, so where do you go from there?
Oh well, I tried to walk to the other place, but I couldn't find it. So then I walked back to try to ask that another guy that worked there for directions, and then she came out and started yelling at me again.
Yeah.
Saying she would call the police on me, and I said the police told me to come here.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, so
Like, I know it's hard to understand this,
yeah.
but I'm sure that would just sound like a lie to somebody who's yelling at somebody.
Sure.
So
you kind of get where she's coming from, though, right? Like,
yeah, I'm not completely holding against her. I still said "F you, B."
Totally, but I mean, you are covered in blood, so.
It wasn't head to toe.
No. I don't mean covered. I keep saying that, but I guess I mean, you had blood on you, so as a business owner, you gotta throw. There's some caution to be had.
Yeah, there wasn't too many trump cards or anything to pull out to try to just stomp her argument.
Sure.
Like, well,
Okay, so you get denied a second time, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so where do you go from there? What happens next?
Well, I was just so damn exhausted. I just hoboed it and went to the kind of back corner of the hotel and like just kind of curled up into my coat and then just waited for the sun to rise. And
outside of the hotel?
Yeah, I just hoboed it that night.
Yeah. Okay. Because you don't have anywhere to go.
Not at that time. No, I couldn't think of any like buddy I know in the area or.
Well, you got
like
that police officer.
Hey, yeah. You mind if I just stay with you?
See, the thing is, what I would have done in this situation, since you had good luck with the cop, and he's the only one you had good luck with all night.
Mm-hmm.
What I would have did, and I know this seems weird, you got to say that out front of this, but because you had nowhere else to go, I would have called the cop or called the police station and be like, "Look, I talked to an officer earlier tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Hotel refused me service, the one that he told me to go to. I'm stranded. I got nowhere to go.
Basically, just SOS them, right?
Yeah, and be like, can I at least like go to the station and like just chill out in the lobby of the station?
Yeah, can you just let me sleep in the car?
I mean, not even that. Just like be like on a fucking bench in the station instead of just laying out in the.
Oh well, it's past me now. I mean, it was just like an ordeal that I had to.
Yeah, I mean, you're thinking on your feet, so I get you're just like, fuck it, I'm too tired to do anything, I'm just gonna lay out. I would have gone a different way, but that's not what happened. Okay, so you hobo it, you sleep on the side of the hotel, or do you sleep?
I kind of like was going in and out.
Yeah, you dozed in and out.
Was having dreams of being back home, especially of Judith. So
your dog.
Yes.
Okay.
For all you listeners out there.
Okay, so what happens the next morning?
Well, I get up,
and
then I tried to go in there and ask for directions to where my car was towed to.
The hotel?
Yeah. I went in there again, okay?
Oh, boy.
And there was a guy in there who was being nice to me and was giving me directions.
Yep.
And then the woman came out again.
Oh, no.
Harassing me. And I said, I'm honestly just getting directions from this guy.
Yeah, I don't want anything to do with your hotel.
Yeah, I really don't want to talk to you.
I really wish I didn't have to be here, but necessity requires, Okay, so
he printed me out a map to go to where the car was.
Yep.
And then the lady was yapping her chops, and then I just turned around and said, you make white people look bad because it was. I mean, it's a rough day for me already from last night into the morning.
You called out her white race.
Yeah, like, you better check yourself, woman. Like,
okay, so still not going well.
so then I just go on my walk to where
you hoof it to the fucking car lot
where the car lot is being stored.
Yep.
And that was a couple miles walk, because when I was like, do you know where this is? Can you tell me there? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh, that's a bit way down there. It was really only like 3 roads, but, you know, one of them was like 5 miles.
Okay, so 5 mile. Okay, so you 3 roads, 5. So I'm gonna just guess that it took you at least a couple hours to get to this place, right?
Yeah, because
hoofing it.
Yeah, because I stopped and had to get stuff to drink and like eat.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
You're fucking. You've been out on your feet and just kind of like walking around since the night before, so you got to get something to eat at some point. Okay, so you grab a bite to eat. You're on your way. You get to the fucking car lot. What happens there?
Oh, well, when I was getting something to eat, the lady at the restaurant was so nice, she gave it to me for free.
Oh, fantastic.
So it wasn't all bad.
Did you tell the lady at the diner or whatever it was, like, what had been happening?
A little bit.
Okay, so she understood shit was not going good. Okay, so...
And,
So you get your fucking... That's maybe the one bright spot of this story so far, is you got well, besides the concert went well, but, but then you get a fucking free bite to eat out of this, so that's cool.
Yeah, that's why I took the trip.
Yeah. All right, so now you got fucking some food in your stomach.
I'm ready to go.
A little bit of energy.
Ready for more shit to hit the fan.
Oh boy. Okay, so here we go. So it's a car lot.
Yeah, and I gotta there's where I was after that, it was like some sort of industrial type area with train tracks and a bunch of those type of businesses, and I had to hop this one fence.
I think I've actually been in that area of KC.
I would imagine.
Because we played a show at like a illegal biker bar.
Oh,
in the industrial area of KC, so I think I know the area. Okay, so
if I could think of the road right now, I'd tell you. But
I have no idea what the roads are over there. But at any rate, so you hop a fence.
Yeah, and a little bit later, as I'm walking, I realized I lost my wallet.
Oh fuck!
So I'm like, I must have. Whenever I hopped that 9-foot fence or whatever, my shit must have ran out. So then I'm walking without my wallet and my phone.
You didn't go back for your wallet?
Oh, by the time I realized it was gone, it was too late.
Oh, man.
Then I just had, by the process of thinking of where it could have went, and I was like, well, probably fell out of my pocket whenever I was hopping that big-ass fence.
Right.
So then I walk there, get there. And then they're like, oh, well, we need these we need the title and something else. And I was like, I don't even live around here.
Yeah.
And aren't you not supposed to keep the title in the car? And they were like, well, you're going to have to do something to get that car back. So then it was like, oh, now I can't get the car back because one piece of paper that you need is in like a box at home.
Yeah, you don't usually keep the title in the car because if somebody steals the car, they got the title.
Yeah.
Okay, so
especially when you're driving to the other side of the state.
Yeah. Okay,
so then I was like, fuck.
So car's locked up, you can't get it out.
Yeah, but it wasn't running, so it wasn't like I was really going to drive it out of there.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean,
I
at
still
least
could have tried to get it fixed there than drive it back.
You at least got to try. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what happens after you've hit another dead end?
Well, I just leave there, and I start getting back, and I was like, well, fuck it. I'll just try to, hitchhike or something. I'm just going to start going down walking back towards St. Louis.
Yeah. You got to fucking head back east.
That's right.
Isn't that a band, Head East? I think it is. Anyway.
Probably.
Yeah.
There's definitely at least a couple album title names.
Yeah. Okay.
No, there's Stabbing Westward. Is that what you were thinking of?
No, I did not mean that.
So there's got to be Jumping East. There's Stabbing Westward.
I think Head East is a band from the 60s or something. Okay. So anyway, all right. So your plan is to hitchhike on the fucking interstate back to St. Louis. So what?
Terrible idea.
Oh, right. It's actually, I don't know if you knew this, it's actually illegal to walk on interstates.
Yeah, and later on in the story, I found that out.
Okay, so
A police officer comes up after seeing me walking for a couple miles
mhm.
and asked me what I'm doing. I said, lost my ID, went to a concert, lost my car, phone died, and I'm trying to get back to St. Louis.
Yep.
And he was like, well, you can't walk on the highway. And I was like, I didn't have any other option.
Yeah, exactly.
I did.
I mean, it's true.
And he was like, I'll tell you what. I'm going to drive you to a truck stop,
Mhm.
and then you ask truckers who are going to St. Louis.
Mhm.
I said, whatever. Take me there. And then I get there, and I meet this dude who was from El Salvador.
Mm.
Said he found Jesus in prison, and I was like, I didn't know he was there.
Yeah.
That's where he's been hiding. No wonder nobody's been finding him.
Right, yeah.
He's on lockdown. And I was just talking to him for a while, and everybody was all going in different directions, and
Mhm.
just happened to be the night nobody was ever going down 70 from
Oh,
Kansas City back to St.
That sucks.
But then again, me with no phone or losing my wallet, it'd be a perfect opportunity to never be found again.
Mhm. Yeah, this is not a good situation.
Yeah.
Not a good situation at
Yeah.
all. Okay, so what happens then?
I just sit around there for a while, and I got some water, get my body feeling back more in tune, so I wasn't just completely exhausted from walking around an entire city for a good couple hours in the morning.
Yeah.
So hanging out there, and since my phone's dead, I couldn't have called anybody or anything else.
Right.
So I'm just talking to this guy from El Salvador for a couple hours, and he had all these stories about whenever he was, drug pushing, and he had to spend time for putting the fake wall up in the truck, and then Hitler was like shipping tons in from Mexico. And
Oh
stuff.
shit.
Yeah. So that's what led to the story of him being in prison. And
Sure,
finding
yeah.
Jesus, 'cause
Yeah, that fake wall inside the cab of the truck shit doesn't, not the cab, the fucking
the truck.
yeah, in the freight area of the truck, it doesn't go well.
Yeah, you're putting a couple tons onto the load at the weighing
Yeah.
station. So, is this cotton you said you're moving?
So what does that lead anywhere with this guy, or are you just hanging out talking?
Well, I'm talking to him for a while, and then I'm like, well, how should I get back to this, St. Louis with this? And then he called a cab company for me,
Mm-hmm.
and then I had to wake my father up. I was like, I hate to bother you, but
I'm stranded.
I'm stranded without my wallet now.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Normally I get out of these situations, but
so
not after I've lost everything.
did he like wire you money or something like that?
No, he just gave credit card information.
Oh yeah,
to
okay, yeah.
yeah. So then got this dude to give me a taxi ride back all the way to St. Louis, and it was like fucking $400.
Damn.
Yeah.
So that is another bright spot of this story. Your dad comes through and funds your way back to St. Louis. I mean, you didn't have to fucking hoof it or throw caution to the wind and just fucking end up in some random trucker's fucking truck all the way back. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I mean, that would have been. I don't know which option is better at this point, but.
No,
So-
the cab was fine because the driver was real nice, and we were smoking cigarettes the whole time. And he
Okay,
was like,
good.
You ain't got no weed on you, man. That'd be nice.
He's actually probably pumped because he just made $400.
yeah, he was actually comfortable with me.
Yeah. He's fine. Okay, so you get back to St. Louis. Anything happen once you get back?
Oh, I had very interesting conversations about just life and what you think about stuff with the driver the whole time. It was
Oh yeah.
very fun to finally get the edge off after all that stress.
Did you tell him this tale of everything that led to you being in his cab?
Yeah, he said the officer that drove me back to the truck stop was a fucking idiot.
So did he know him or or
No, he just knew that truckers and all that shit, that's not reliable.
yeah.
He was like, what a fucking
The guy,
idiot.
you mean the second cop, the cop that drove you to the truck
Yeah,
stop.
that was a different night.
Yeah.
First one.
This cop, I think, just didn't know what to do with you, so he's like, fucking, I just got to get him off the road. Cause,
He's like, well, I can't book him, can't take him back.
yeah, because you technically didn't do any. I mean, you were walking on the road, but you weren't doing anything to, like, you know, he wasn't going to make any money off of you by booking you. That's basically what
Yeah.
it. Yeah, so Cabby sounds like a cool dude. He calls a cop an idiot who drives you at the truck stop. He's correct.
I tip him a nug of weed.
Oh, sweet.
He was like, you got any? And I was like, I'll tell you what, when you drop me off, I'll
Yeah.
bring you out a nug.
Yeah.
And he was like, you do that? And I was like, you.
So he
drove me?
got a, and I should note we were recording this on 420, so that's a fitting part of the story. Okay, so
Everybody was waiting for when it got good.
okay, so Cabby is cool. He drops you off. You have any conversations with either your parents afterwards about this situation at all?
No, yeah, I'm lucky to be alive like all
Right.
the other shit I've done.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
what else could they really say to me now? There's just,
yeah.
well, you know, you're lucky to be alive, Brian.
You're reunited with Judith?
Absolutely. That was the first thing I did when I got back.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure she's pumped to see you.
Of course.
She always is. I mean,
Yeah.
she's pumped to see pretty much anybody that comes in the house too, but especially you.
She got a heart of gold. That's
Yeah.
not time.
Well, I can see no more fit end to this story than reunited with the dog that was waiting for you the whole time.
Yes. That's what I said to the cab driver too. I was
Yeah.
like, you don't understand. I got to get back to this dog.
Yeah. So overall, how do you rate the trip? Because it had some good parts, it had a lot of bad parts.
Well, I learned a lot,
Yeah.
and I don't really put too much, like a price tag on that.
Yeah. I think this story kind of shows your resourcefulness in this kind of trying episode, right?
Well, I've just gone all over the country and other parts of the world, so
Mm-hmm. So you sort of like you were well equipped for
mentally, not like
not physically.
yeah, I don't like.
I mean, you like slept on the side of a building and you lost your wallet, and I mean, I got some notes for you. There's some shit that you could have done that might have helped you out a little bit.
I
you
didn't
know?
plan any of that shit.
Yeah, of course not. But like,
it's like get to KC,
well,
fuck
you
up a tire.
you could
Fuck.
in today's world, you can go into it with a little bit more preparedness. You know what I'm saying? Like you can have like I'm pulling this off the table here. This is a CD case not a CD case, a fucking phone case that's also a charger. So you essentially have 3 full phone charges. You know what I'm saying? If you got a case like this on your phone, you click that button and it starts charging your phone. So you.
Well, I didn't know about that before you just showed it to me,
Well,
Chris.
see, this is what I'm saying. I got notes for you.
No one's ever given me product placements before I've gone on a trip before.
Well, now you know. Maybe bring that along.
Yeah. Well, I'll need that for next time I'm in Europe because my phone dies all the time over there,
Right.
and I blame it on them. This broadcast in no way is intended to offend the people of the European Union or Brits.
Well, I guess we're gonna wrap up this story. So are you still glad you went to see the band, even though all this crazy shit happened?
Oh, absolutely. I technically got a new car out of it.
Yeah, I should know that when he picked me up, we ran to the gas station earlier. He does have a new car, so
Drove that bitch off the lot.
we won't get into details about how you got the new car and stuff like that. But suffice to say, you ended up with a new car out of the situation, so that's good too. Now, this story's not all bad.
It's really not. It's more of like a.
It's just rock and roll, man.
Yeah.
You just go through some bullshit once in a while when you fucking go to see rock and roll. And I feel like that every time we've gone to shows and stuff, that's happened to us. So let's wrap it up. Ham and eggers of the week.
I don't know. Us running around New York with just one old map quest was kind of difficult in the old days.
That sucked. The Greyhound sucked.
You kids out there with your Google Maps live in New York City running around.
Me getting robbed because I was stupid with a 3-card Monte situation.
Well, I mean, like, you wouldn't have done it if you didn't think there was a chance you'd win.
Well, but I thought there was a chance I would win because I was incredibly naive. And the guy...
We were teenagers still.
Exactly, yeah. The guy that was working... There's a guy working with him, obviously, who made it seem like I could win. That's how that shit works. You know what I mean? That's street knowledge that we didn't have, you know? So, anyway.
No, Missouri teenagers just driving up to...
Greyhound.
We didn't really plan that. I mean, talking about not planning for trips.
Right, exactly.
Well, we'll just get on the bus and we'll end up there and
flying by the seat of our pants. That's rock and roll.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. I got coffee. Okay, so ham and eggers of the week are the stupid cop that just thought taking you to the truck stop was okay.
I think at first he thought I might have been like an illegal immigrant or something.
Yeah.
Because the way I said I lost my wallet.
And you're all dirty and stuff.
Yeah, with blood on me.
Yeah. I'm gonna say your ham and egg of the week for you, which is the hotel lady. I feel like there's no more ham and egg of the story than that one.
I don't think it could get much more ham and nigger than just that woman because I had to see her multiple times too.
Yeah, you couldn't get away from that lady.
Yeah, it was like she had some weird attraction to me at the same time.
All right, we'll end it on a positive note. Thank you for being on this bonus episode.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
And let's get back to listening to some fucking bootleg Rush, shall we?
I'd be happy to.
Yeah, and on that note, our closing end of the song, or end of the episode, is always our fucking closer song, which is Van Lade's cover of Bastille Day.
Fucking do it.
Let's do it. Tim, hit the fucking theme.